we happy NFL is back? Season long, it's been going so swell. Every running back is doing just great. Wide receivers are all healthy, producing. All our quarterbacks are healthy and producing. No, that's not the case this season. It's been awful. You got Jeremy Hill stinking it up in Cincinnati. We got LaShawn McCoy, can't even play. Peyton Manning, is he done? Whatever. It's been a little bit of a mess so far, but I'm here trying to get a gauge of some buy low, sell high players for post week 4. Looking at the next week here, especially in the running back department. We've just seen everything under the sun so far. What are we going to do with all these backs that are underperforming and overperforming? Let me tell you, give you some speculation here because Joseph Randle, monster week against the Falcons. Everyone's coming back on the Randall hype train here, behind the best offensive line in the league. How did the Cowboys reward him? Well, Christine Michael got first team reps this week. And reports are he's being prepped for a bigger role, which is interesting because people, you either liked Randall or you didn't, and the people that actually study all the film and do all that stuff did not like Randall, and I think the Cowboys see it too. So Christine Michael could be in line for a bigger role, meaning Randall going to take a pretty huge fancy hit. Most people do not know this, so definitely sell high on Randall, give him to the biggest bidder there. Maybe a lesser sell high just because people are a little bit smarter, more aware of the situation. Devonta Freeman racked up tons of fantasy points in the past week against the Cowboys. He's going to get another week here or two before Coleman enters the picture yet again, knocking Freeman back to our fantasy benches. So if you got an owner who's willing to take Freeman and hope he sticks with the starting job moving forward, which isn't going to be the case, go for it. I am buying Melvin Gordon. He's kind of been shackled by San Diego so far this season, but an outbreak is coming. Chargers have the Browns, Steelers, Packers, Ravens, Raiders, and the Bears in the next few weeks here. So a very favorable schedule for Gordon. You're going to see a lot of the Chargers running the ball, whether they're up or in trying to keep it going through the game with the game script there. Or Gordon just keeps running and that's how they're scoring points, which is how I'm going to look at it. Only rushed for 44 times this season so far on a 4.3 yards per carry, but I do like him moving forward, so definitely a nice buy low option. Couple wideouts to look at. Alshon Jeffery, buy low, not healthy, although it was good to go this week, and now he's not. Jay Cutler missing, but I'm looking for the future here, where if you can snag Jeffery on the low, get him matched up with Cutler when he's 100% healthy, both of them, Jeffrey's going to produce monster numbers. People may be sick of waiting around, sick of him being on the injury list all the time. It's not going to be the case for 16 games, so definitely go out and look to grab him. Also, Calvin Johnson. Targets came, 30 targets in the last 2 games. Finally, the Lions decided to get him the ball. After the first week there in San Diego, when he only had 4 targets and 2 catches. Johnson, 16 yards per catch on the career, just 10 this season so far, and it should really be around 8 or 9. If you take away week 1, but PPR leagues, 19 receptions in the last 2 games, you gotta love that. But standard formats, he's been fairly average. Although older, still dominant. I'm looking at the Lions play callers. Get the balls in the hand of your best players, and they're just simply not doing that. They got to start airing the ball out. That's what's brought them success in the past. Johnson's still capable of doing it. They just have to get it done. He had a tough matchup against the Vikings, who have stifled the Lions in the past. They've also run into Talib there in Denver, but moving forward, the guy's going to put up points. I'm definitely buying low on him. Sell high, Jarvis Landry. Been a receptions machine. That's been nice. PPR leagues, you like that. But he hasn't accumulated too much on the other side of that. Less than 10 yards per reception. Devontae, Parker there is going to be inserted more into the offense. Also, Rashard Matthews cutting into the passing game as well. I think it's only a matter of time before we see a cluster in the Miami passing game. Adding in Jordan Cameron as well if he's healthy. And it's just going to take a little bit away from Landry this week. You're not going to get that same production that you look for in the wide receiver 2 spot. I'm looking elsewhere. Definitely flipping him for a much more consistent wide receiver going towards the future. Some players to stand pat on. I've seen them floating around a couple articles. Larry Fitzgerald, I'm not selling. Carson Palmer's healthy. Everything's clicking in Arizona. The guy's a wide receiver one right now. I believe he's going to stay that way in Arizona with Bruce Arians and Carson Palmer as long as everything continues to go at this pace. It's just going to happen. Fitzgerald's a guy who's looking like a pretty good resurgence from the past. I'm not selling. Justin Forsett, stand pat too if he gets some offers. Ravens, I predict they once again, like the Chargers, have a very favorable schedule coming up. Forsett ran the ball 27 times last night for 150 yards. That's the key for Baltimore. They don't have anyone else in the passing game outside of Steve Smith there and Flacco. They need to get the ball into Forsett's hands. They should do that moving forward. Um, you know, that's going to be successful for your fantasy teams going forward. So I definitely like standing pat on him. That's going to wrap it up for week 4. Guys, remember, if you have any questions, please head to the forums and ask. That's where everyone meets, checking in all the time, 24/7. Definitely better off hitting there than the comments around here. So good luck in week 4.